warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself first. So, my name is Nabila Maura Galuh di Prasya. I'm student of UIN Syarif Hidayatullah Jakarta, majoring in English and Education. So, in this video, I'd like to review the 10 articles that I've prepared. So, keep on watching. So, for the first article, the title is Feelings of Inadequacy, the Relationship Between Overthinking and Anxiety by Jana R. Boutari. The general problem area in this article that author intend is to better understand the relationship between imposter syndrome and self-appreciation. It also aims to look at the role of trait anxiety and rumination in this relationship. As such, this study adopted a cross-sectional design. The research question in this article intends to investigate the following hypotheses, that is H1, low levels of self-efficacy predict higher scores on measures of imposter syndromes. H2, that is trait anxiety mediates the relationship between imposter syndrome and self-efficacy. H3, that is rumination, mediates the relationship between trait anxiety and self-efficacy. H4, that is rumination, is positively associated with trait anxiety. And the last H5, that is rumination, is positively correlated to imposter syndrome. So, the author findings of this article reveal that there are positive correlation between imposter syndrome and each of rumination and self-efficacy, where rumination was also positively correlated with trait anxiety. However, no relationship was found between trait anxiety and self-efficacy. The topic of imposter syndrome should be future studies to truly understand the nature of this syndrome and the factors playing in its development. So we go to the next article. The title is English Language Proficiency in Indonesia, Issues and Prospect by Willy R. Renandia, Fuad A. Hamid, Joko Nurkamto. So these articles discuss about the concept, the meaning of language proficiency, and how it is usually measured. Next section discusses research that help us understand why a proficiency is required for effective teaching. As many teachers might not have reached a level of proficiency considered sufficient for effective teaching. Why language proficiency become important for teachers? Because language proficiency is one of the key components that make up a language teacher's professional knowledge. The purpose of this article are to find ways support teachers in their effort to acquire a higher level of proficiency in English. Language proficiency is important that make up a language teacher's professional knowledge. Having an adequate proficiency allows teachers to navigate their lessons more smoothly and efficiently. So, the author's major findings is that language proficiency is an important component that makes up a language teacher's professional competence. Higher proficiency teachers can be expected to be more adept at using the target language to deliver more effective lessons than those with lower proficiency. The authors said that proficiency is the only or the most important factors that influence L2 learning. They are saying that proficiency is a necessary prerequisite and enabling factors that can help teachers deliver more effective lessons. Okay, so we go to the third article. The title is The Use of ICT in Teaching, Lectures Perception, Obstacle, and Expectation by Y.A. Bansa Asri. So the general problem area that author intend are knowledge of use ICT in education, because if the educators using ICT, that will be meaningful and helpful implication that will benefit the educators in terms of using ICT as media in their teaching. The authors see that most of educators had limited knowledge and limited understanding on how to integrate ICT into teaching. The objective purpose in this article is stated in this abstract that the writer wants attempts to investigate the lecturer's perception, lecturer's obstacle, and lecturer's expectation on the use of ICT in teaching. Due to that, the writer sees a need to carry out this study as it provides a platform to discover pedagogical implications that will benefit the lecturer in terms of using ICT as media in their teaching. So, the outer findings of this article revealed that, first of all, about the perception of lecturers toward perceived usefulness of ICT in teaching, where the lecturers in this higher education have positive perception with these statements. That is, ICT is important in teaching. It enhances lecturers' teaching performance. The second of the perception of the lecturers toward perceived basis of using ICT in teaching were that the lecturers are good, that they have researched for teaching using ICT, also that they need training in how to use ICT in teaching. The third was the obstacle in using ICT for teaching, where all lecturers think that they have obstacle when using ICT in teaching. For the last, that the expectation of lecturers in using ICT for teaching, where all of lecturers hope computers can be used to provide more interactive activities for students, to do more interesting and imaginative work and communicate with their students can be easier after ICT is used. So for the next article, the title is Extrovert and Introvert Student in Speaking Ability of English Department at IAIN Palangka Raya by Dia Sri Wulandari, Eka Saputri, Rusmaya Nurlinda. The author intends to discuss that the author will focus in the difference of the student about their personality type, because personality of the student is one of the factors that determining their success in acquiring second language. Also, the author wants to discuss about some difficulties in the teaching and learning of speaking. The objective research in this study is to aim at investigating significant difference between extrovert and introvert students in speaking ability of English department at IAIN Palangka Raya. The author findings of this article revealed that there was a significant difference between extrovert and introvert students in speaking ability of English. The difference about that above is because of the fact that both extrovert and introvert have different ways in speaking. Students with extrovert personality have better ways in speaking than the introvert. Their characteristic as extrovert contribute a positive effect on their speaking ability in some ways, better than the introvert ones do. In short, extrovert students are in favor in terms of speaking. Okay, so for the next article, the title is A Study of Stress Factors and Their Impact on Students' Academic Performance at University Level by Mensur Ahmed Somro, Dr. Munaruddin Somro, and Dr. Gulam Akbar Ramaiser and Dula Sanarani. In this article, the objective purpose that were stated by the authors are to distinguish the reason for worry among the students under study, also to recognize particular regions of worry in the life of students under study, and the last to recognize remedies to manage the pressure. The objective purpose in this article that authors were stated are to inquire and bring light to measures and check the present stress among students of the university. Also to identify the causes, factors, and certain solutions to the stress a problem among the students. The reason is because for university students, stress is very serious issue because stress can damage on one health and future. University students have many objectives to achieve, like good grades, good job, and society standards. But due to all that, academic stress is it's difficult to achieve them, as stress brings many problems for them. The author findings on this article revealed that the stress has left a negative impact on the social and academic activities of the student. The students are found ineffective at studies, slow and poor at academic performance. Overall, the student personality is highly affected by the stress, and in the result, their life becomes dull. A cluster of research has been committed regarding stress and its administration, then technological solutions are given. So we go to the next article that is teacher strategies in online learning during COVID pandemic by NKS Widarini, ENIG Putra, and PA Marsa Kawati. So the general problem area that authors discuss are to cope with the problems. Various strategies were used by teachers in online learning to achieve learning objectives. Because new online learning strategies produce many obstacles for the teacher. They encounter some obstacles when they implemented it. The objective purpose in this article aims to investigate strategies that teachers use and challenges that they encounter when they were delivering English online learning. So the author findings of this article revealed that strategies used by teachers were Google Form, Google Meet, quizzes, and video. Google Meet was found to be rarely used for online learning because most teachers only use online chat. In addition, teachers found some obstacles. That is, they were internet connection, unresponsive students, and problem with the operation of the equipment at the beginning of the pandemic. So we go to the next article. The title is Students' Attitudes Towards Using Instagram in Teaching Writing by Fitri Handayani. So the author intends to discuss our focus on academic use of Instagram as a support to the curriculum. The author wants to know student attitudes toward using Instagram in teaching writing. The objective purpose in this article attempts to answer the following question, that is, what are student attitudes toward using Instagram in teaching writing activity? The author findings of this article can be concluded that the students' attitudes toward the use of Instagram in teaching writing was very positive. Using Instagram allows students to generate ideas with contextually relevant content and offers them a learning experience that they enjoy. Then it can be emphasized that using Instagram in foreign language learning can be an effective and innovative tool as it is used by students and teachers for educational aims appropriately. So we go to the next article. The title is The Use of Simulation and Role Play in Enhancing Speaking Skills in Learning English Language by Nuraisah Nurul Fatwa, Muhammad Razali, and Rosnani Ismail. So the common problem in this article that the authors discuss, there are three main points. First, that is to investigate about the relation of the use of stimulation and role play in enhancing the students' speaking skills. The second, that is to investigate the benefit of using simulation and role play to the students in improving their speaking skills. For the last is to gain insight students' perception towards the use of simulation and role play in the classroom in helping them increasing their speaking skill. The research questions in this article that are stated by authors are what is the relation of the use of simulation and role play in enhancing the student speaking skills. Also to know the benefit of using simulation and role play to the student in improving their speaking skills. The last is to know the student perception towards the use of simulation and role play in the classroom for helping them in increasing their speaking skill. So in this article, the author's findings that are stated that the teachers in the school can use simulation and role play as activities that can enhance student speaking skills. Also, teachers can improve the activities of play in the classroom and bring change to the beyond the normal routine. Then, the student will enjoy learning English through the use of simulation and role play. So we go to the next article. The title is Understanding Teaching Method Used in EFL Classroom, Student and Teacher's Perspective by Irfan Rifai and Salim Naban. So the author intends to discuss is focus on getting an understanding of student and teacher's perception of teaching methods used in EFL classroom, because the importance of working with teachers and students reflected through their stories in their class and how they perceive the teaching method used in classroom interaction can be beneficial to help anticipate the problem arise in the classroom and can be effective to help focus and direct the learning goals. The objective research in this study was to aim at bringing to light how students and teachers in the higher education English language classroom help provide new meanings of how different methods are used in the EFL classroom. So the author findings and conclusion have shown that there has been a gulf between what teachers think, perceive, and believe about the selection of the teacher methods with the reality in the classroom. Also indicate that when the students asserted that the teaching methods should promote the acquisition of 21st century skills and more on the student needs, a number of lecturers tend to orient themselves within the assumption that the preferred teaching methods are the best and suitable with the classroom condition. Moreover, the students often have different orientation and perception about what the teacher should be and what kind of teaching methods should ideally be used in the classroom. So we go to the last article. The title is Improving Intrapersonal Skills to Overcome the Negative Effect of Overthinking in the Disruption Era by Roy Peter, Damayanti Nababan, Sandi Aryawan, Siani Listio, and Samuel Ruben. In this article, the common problem is to aim to look at the extent of intrapersonal skill influence on overthinking on college students. Due to that, the habit of overthinking can be minimized by starting to realize what is being thought of to then be directed at the rational thing. Intrapersonal skills, which are one of the soft skills that must be possessed by students, are an important that can be counter the overthinking. The objective purpose in this article by the author is to see how far the influence intrapersonal skills guides overthinking. One of the solutions that can be reduced the overthinking is to explore more into intrapersonal skills. So the author findings on this article revealed that interpersonal skill in a person is closely related to the effect of overthinking. Regression test results show that interpersonal skill had a 74.3% effect on overthinking, while on 25.7% were influenced by other factors. Thus, the negative effect of overthinking can be prevented by improving intrapersonal skill. So that's all from me about the article summary review. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.